Hey guys, it's Jill with Jill vs. Life, and I am hopping on here this afternoon real quick for my next installment of Mommin' Ain't Easy, and it ain't. So for all of you hot mess moms out there, and dads that love them, I'm going to talk about bedtime tonight. It is a wonderful time at our house, and it's a scary time at our house. We, first of all, my title, Go the F to Sleep. I don't know if any of you haven't read that book, but if you haven't, find it, read it. I'm a bit of a swearer, and those of you that know me well are laughing right now because I swear like a sailor, but anyways, it's hilarious. It like hits home every excuse that your kids have for bedtime routine. So, anyways, we didn't realize it, but had like the best sleeper in the world with Cooper. Didn't realize it, just thought, we got this parenting thing down. But yeah, it was just luck. And most of you that are parents know that nothing is ever anything you've done, it's luck. So along comes Ellie, and granted she's still not a terrible sleeper, but man, she has tested our patience, and she pushes every button, and bedtime is no exception. So over the past, I don't know, it started about 6 to 9 months ago. So of course, what did I do? I dug into research and tried to figure out how the F to get this girl to sleep. So I thought I would get on and kind of share. We're not there yet, but we're close. We're getting better. We have the roller coaster for a few weeks. She'll do great, and I'll think, shit, yeah, we got this mastered, and then she will prove me wrong. So, a few of the tips that I've found, I put together, and I will talk about with you today. So first one is, make sure that bedtime is a priority for the house. Now, granted, we just have 2 kids, and as of right now, they go to bed at the same time. Bedtime starts at 7:30 at my house, and it is a routine. Bedtime starts, and it is get your jammies on, brush your teeth, you get a book, mom and dad lay with you for a little while, and you go to bed. So we work most nights like a well-oiled machine, or I like to believe that we do. Second tip is keeping a routine. And we started this, I was fortunate to meet this awesome mom who had already had 2 kids when I had Cooper, and she swore by this routine of bath, book, and bed. And so that's what we did with Cooper. Since he was tiny, whenever we started, like 3 to 4 months old, we started trying to get him into a routine, and that worked really, really well for us. We did the same thing with Ellie, and until she got a mind of her own, that worked well with us too. But we still now try to keep a routine. And so whatever it is that works good for you, just try with all things with kids, this. Stick to the same routine. They like routines. They flourish with routines, and that seems, knock on wood, seems to work better for us with her right now. In my research, I found that room atmosphere is very important. If you saw, I did a live a couple weeks ago, or a blog, a couple weeks ago about sleep hygiene. And even for adults, room atmosphere is definitely one of the things that are important as far as getting good sleep, getting to sleep quickly, that kind of thing. So you want to make sure, if your kiddos need a light, which she still does, Cooper, we've been able to get to complete dark, but our bodies and our circadian rhythm work much better if we have complete dark. And so if you can get there, if not, just try to dim out the nightlight as much as you can, and that's what we've been doing with her. We're down to where she has a bathroom that adjoins to her room, and so we're down to where we just have the nightlight in that bathroom, and that works out too. Temperature, and Tyler and I disagree on this, but y'all know who wins. It is proven that you sleep better if the rooms are cool, not freezing cold. He thinks that I keep it freezing cold, but it's not. We keep it, in the winter we try to keep 65-ish degrees at night, and then summer, is higher, just because we don't want to pay an arm and a leg for utility bills. You do, right? Anyway, so temperature is important, and then in addition to temperature, you want to think about clothing, especially if your kiddos are still to where they don't like to keep covers on, they kick covers off at night. You just want to make sure that what they have on, they're going to be warm enough, but not too hot. And your kids, like I know mine. Ellie's cold-blooded. She's like her dad, and so I have to keep a little bit warmer jammies on her than I do. Cooper literally most nights ends up in his skivvies, or like last night we found him when we went to bed. He had migrated to our bed and somehow put on his sister's pajama pants. For those of you that don't know my family, he is a 7-year-old that's the size of a 10-year-old, and she is a 3-year-old. So he had a size 3 Carter jammy bottoms on that looked like bike shorts. If I can remember, I'll share the picture when I write this blog up. It was good. It'll be good blackmail humor. Okay, so room atmosphere, we covered that. Number 4 is a security object, and I'm sure most everybody has that. And it is really important to bedtime. I'm sure those of you that have kids that have an attachment know that, like when we've gone out of town and we forgot the blanket. Holy. It is a nightmare. But there is a reason for that. Bedtime, it's, when for little kids, it's separation anxiety. If you don't co-sleep, it's, there's separation anxiety. They're in a different room than you, and it takes some getting used to. So the security object is good, and it's good for their feeling secure. The one last thing, I want another book, I need a drink of water, I need a Kleenex, I need to go potty for the 15th effing time. The best thing to do with this, I've found, is we try to include all of these things in the bedtime routine. Granted, we go potty during the bedtime routine, we have a drink of water during the bedtime routine, and we still need to do that again once we're all laid down. So what I do and what we do is just try to keep redirecting back. Fine, go potty, but then that's it. You're in bed. You stay in your bed. That's the bottom line. And with my hard-headed 3-year-old, we all know how well that works, but we're trying. Lastly, if that one last thing is, don't leave, please snuggle me, lay with me a little bit longer. Everybody has their own philosophy on this. A lot of what I read said, be firm, they need to learn to fall asleep on their own. And I think that's just a personal preference. My personal preference, I don't think they need to fall asleep on their own. There are times with Ellie that she won't fall asleep if I stay in there, but if I leave and she's alone and it's quiet for 2 minutes, she'll fall asleep. So sometimes I do, but my personal feeling is they're only little for a half a second, and they want you in there for such a short time. As far as their life is concerned, pretty soon it's going to be, Mom, get out of my room, leave me alone. And so while they want it, I'll stay and snuggle as long as they want. So that's just my opinion. Finally, if you're coming, if bedtime is just a struggle and you're coming up against the same odd things, the best thing to do is talk to your doctor. There may be something going on that is more than just my kid won't go to bed. With Cooper, we found it was, he had trouble falling asleep and he snored, and ended up we got his adenoids and tonsils out, and it was like a different kid the next night. So not saying that that's your issue, but just as an example, make sure that you are including your doctor if there's any issues. Anyways, I would love to hear, I know I have lots of moms, lots of dads that follow here, and I would love to hear what your favorite bedtime tips are. Maybe they're a glass of wine, maybe they're duct tape. I don't know. There's lots of methods. But anyways, post those below, and I would love to hear from you. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.